Yo, what's going on, people? King Rich is back again with another very important video that is targeted specifically towards black people and specifically black males, right? And now I know you can see I've got a black eye. I posted it on my community tab. You know, I was doing some hard sparring with a very elite boxer, Muay Thai fighter, heavyweight as well, this weekend. So that's why I've got a black eye. But you know, I am kind of happy that I'm able to step in the ring with guys who have like way more experience than me, had way more fights than I have, and still be able to hold my own and you know, get that mutual respect with these guys. So you know, that's a great experience, and I really encourage all you guys out there to take up some kind of physical activity. You know, you may not want to take it as far as I do, you know, jumping in the ring, sparring and having fights and stuff like that, but you know, I do encourage you lot to find an outlet out there to you know, just find something outside of work that will may give you some kind of happiness and help you get more healthy and condition your body. Yeah. But anyway, I want to talk about something that's very important. Everybody, please like the video right now. I'm gonna react to a video from a channel called Jacked and Stacked, and he was talking about black guys and why they always seem to turn into gang members, and a lot of these young black guys, they will turn to this kind of lifestyle. And so we are gonna take a look at that, and I'm gonna chime in and add my 2 pence. A lot of the things that he said he's going to say in this video I've said before. I think that unfortunately a lot of black males look at the wrong people as role models. For some reason in the black community, criminals are seen to be or romanticized as heroes. And I want black guys to understand that there's a lot more to us than rappers, athletes, and gang members and criminals. I think that a lot of these criminals are lowlifes. I think that that needs to be the shared opinion in our community, that these kind of people are lowlifes. They're not funny. They're not entertaining. They're actually poison. And I want to say this, you know, I'm somebody who, I come from Southeast London. I'm come from an area of London that is notoriously known as a rough environment. But as I've grown up, my mind has expanded. I've traveled, I've lived abroad, I've come back, I've lived in different kind of areas, and I really get an understanding of what is the truth out there, what is real and what is a lie, what is a trap. All right. Someone in the chat said, what happened to you, man? Did you get jumped? No, I'm a boxer, bro. Like, I put in my community tab, I put in my Instagram. Everybody knows that I fight, I spar, I train, I go hard. Like, and when you actually push yourself and fight against people that are good, you know, you are going to get injuries here and there. All right. So that's that. But anyway, more importantly, let's get into this reaction. Yeah, and make sure you all like the video. All right, so this is the video right here. Let's get into this. Let's see what's said.
You know, there's a kind of a meme, you know, when people say, oh, thug maxing. It's kind of a meme, right? But see, a lot of you guys don't understand that this shit is real life. You know, for my white boys, my Asians, my Indians, in the black community, thug maxing is real shit. You know, this ain't the, oh, just sag your pants, bro, just act more hood. No, it's thug maxing is a real, you got dudes who are about, these 2 guys, 3 guys, 4 guys, who are about to do life in prison. It's done. It's over. They'll never see freedom again. They'll never be able to enjoy a quarter pounder from McDonald's again. They'll never be able to set foot in a shoe store again or a gym again. It's over. And you got dudes out here who are throwing away their lives for the kitty cat. And you might say, Jack, how you know they throwing away for the kitty cat? Because see, in the black community, you know, let me just break it down. Let's just say, start by this. Now, there's some people who grow up in the projects who are basically almost forced into that street lifestyle, right? You have a lot of guys who are kind of just forced. You know, your parents were in the gang, your dad was in the gang, your whole families are as gang members, and you literally get forced and adopted into a gang. You know, so a lot of guys don't have a choice in the black community. Your environment, some guys literally are. Well, you always have a choice. I'm not going to say that, because you always have a choice. However, there are some situations where you are a product of your environment. You know, you grow up. It's so rough in some of these neighborhoods to where, you know, if you a black dude and you just rolling solo, that's a threat. You know, you can get robbed, you can get held up. Somebody jealous of your shoes. So a lot of times these dudes, they get with crews and they get with different groups for protection. You know, so I'm gonna say that right off the bat. I'm gonna preface this by saying there are some people who are literally forced into this lifestyle. However, there is a large demographic of suburban black men and suburban women who want to be hood, you know, and this is who I'm addressing in this video. Those guys who are trying to thug max. These guys, I seen it in high school. I seen guys.
I will say this. I think majority of these people who join gangs or adopt this culture, it's a choice, bro. It's a choice, because there's loads of guys and girls, and you know, in particular, I'm talking about black guys, yeah, that they choose this life. They didn't have to do it. They chose it. They wanted it. Why? Because their favorite rappers told them that that's what's real. Yeah, because they've chosen role models who are dysfunctional, and they feel like this is the life where they can get money, respect, and they don't have to live in fear. Because what Jack said about, you know, if you're rolling solo, you are potentially a target is actually very, very true. You know, if you're just some guy and you're on the outskirts, you're an outlier, you know, bruh, a lot of times guys will trouble you, especially in your younger teens. You know, people will trouble you. You know, kids can be very, very cruel. Do you get what I'm saying? So I think that a lot of times guys will join gangs for protection and stuff like that. But nonetheless, I think that if it was common knowledge or it was a shared opinion amongst the majority that this kind of lifestyle is degenerate, it's disgusting, it's a scumbag lifestyle, then then it would kind of solve the problem to quite a high degree, in my opinion. But anyway,
it's like this who try to become thug, who try to become hood. They try to hang out with crews and different groups to get clout. And why do they want the clout? Because they saw the girls. They saw the girls in high school flocking to the gang members, to the thugs. So a lot of these guys, you know, they saw women flocking to the guy who was skipping class at 12:30. You know, going home early to smoke weed. And this is why I titled the video Thug Maxing Gone Wrong, because it's not a joke. See, a lot of you guys think it's all funny. You think it's fun and games. Oh, Thug Maxing. No, it's real shit. It's dudes out here doing life and losing their lives over Thug Maxing, over trying to be hard, trying to get street cred.
Yeah, and they don't talk about that in these rap songs, bro. Yeah, in these music videos that they bombard us with on social media, with these black boys with these bust down chains and bust down watches, and they got all of these girls jumping around them in small little bikinis. But they don't talk about the reality of life in prison, or you may get deleted at any moment, any time, because the ops are lurking around. No, they don't talk about that. They make it sound like it's a game, like it's fun. And a lot of boys join gangs from a very young, impressionable age, when their brain isn't even fully developed. They've already joined into this lifestyle. So, yeah, what this guy's saying is absolutely true. And yes, I've said it many times before. A lot of these young black boys, they will join gangs to try and get girls, to impress girls, because we know, unfortunately, in our community, there's this running theme that the women, they tend to like guys who are gang members. You know, I just did a reaction video the other day where there was a woman from my community who she was talking about, oh, she will never be a jail wife again. Why was you a jail wife in the first place? Why was that something that looked attractive to you in any way, shape, or form? It's crazy.
to live a fake lifestyle. You know, a lot of these guys, I grew up in high school where dudes didn't want to get jobs. You know, at my old high school, I grew up around this shit. Dudes didn't want to get jobs. Nobody wanted to get jobs. I was working. I went and got a landscaping job. And guess what? People said, oh, man, he out there doing that landscaping, bro. It's too hot. Man, you a slave, this and that. And guess what these dudes were doing? Slinging weed, slinging bags, trying to sell this, trying to sell that in the streets, joining different crews. Because a lot of these guys, they want that lifestyle. They see the guns, the jewelry, different rappers who show off this lifestyle. And a lot of guys are drawn into that lifestyle.
And what really makes me sick is when you hear these rappers talk about this stuff and glamorize it and rap about it, and you know, you have all these people going to support them. Oh, I love their music. I've always been somebody that's talked out against these punks from day one. I've always said that this music's demonic, it's evil, it's a bad influence, it destroys black people, it destroys black men specifically. Because again, a lot of the times of black males, their number one role models will be rappers or athletes or criminals in their area. So any of these people that come out and rap about it, I'm sorry, they're going to say, oh yeah, I just do music, you know, I'm doing something positive. No, you're not doing something positive. You rapping about selling poison or trying to delete other black men in your city is not a positive thing. There's no way you can wrap your head around it and it's positive. It might be putting money in your pocket, but in the grand scheme of things, you are dysfunctional and you are spreading dysfunction. It's just like these other podcasts that you see with these ex-badman or current badman, and they're talking about how they've done all these evil things in their lives, trying to make out like they're better than legitimate black men when they're not. They're actually worse. They're actually lower down there. Lower on the totem pole. And I think that for some reason, again, black people, we seem to romanticize thugs, gangsters and criminals, and I don't know why. There are black men that are doing legitimate work, that are doctors, that are lawyers, that are solicitors, that are landlords, that are entrepreneurs doing legitimate business. They haven't done any kind of crimes. They haven't broken the law. Their fathers, they look after their kids. Their husbands, they have one wife and they haven't cheated on their wife and stuff like that. There's black men, there's plenty of examples like that, but they don't get any kind of airtime. They don't get put in front of our faces. No, the same old stereotypes get put in front of our faces consistently. And then these stereotypical characters, they will act like, oh, I'm not trying to be a role model. You're selfish, bro. You're selfish and you're ignorant and you're dangerous. And not dangerous because, oh, you could hurt someone. You're dangerous because you are infecting the minds of young black boys. Boys who their brains have not developed. They're not fully developed. These boys are joining gangs from the age of 11, 10. A lot of these older men, they're grooming young boys into gangs as well. Why don't they ever rap about that? Why don't these rappers ever rap about that? How these men who they're getting all this respect and, oh yeah, he's a bad man, he's this, that. Yeah, oh, let's get him on a show and ask him questions. Let's get his opinion about this. Oh, well, let's hear about your life story. Why doesn't he talk about all the grooming? A lot of these guys, they groom young boys into gangs, bro. Yeah, they don't talk about that. And unfortunately, the women will find these guys attractive because they've been conditioned to look at them as the heroes. Anyway, let's get back to this reaction.
Because as a black man, you know, in the black community, that's your quickest way to get kitty cat, especially as a young guy. You know, if you're in your 20s, if you're in your late teens, a lot of dudes, you know, they see the girls who are crushing on. I saw it in my high school. You know, these dudes who would be in the gangs, who would be in these different crews, all the women in the high school would be crushing on them. And if you look at the clip, look at the people. I want you guys to look at the people who were just arrested for the Julio Fulio murder. Look at the crib. Look at the neighborhood that they were arrested in. You know, classic case of suburban kids trying to be Thug Max IRL, you know, and be in the streets.
And this is the other thing about it. it's not only the black youths that are in the inner city ghetto hood environments. It's black youths everywhere. They're trying to cosplay criminals. They're trying to cosplay gangsters, gang life. No matter where you go, you can always find a little niche of guys, youths, who are going to be cosplaying as these tough guys, these little gang in any area you go in, bro. Why? Because that is what is seen to be popular. That's the cool thing. You know, I don't know. It's just weird. So weird.
You know, now the house in the clip, that could have been the girl's house, or that could have been her parents' house. We don't really know whose house that was, but it's safe to say if they found him at that house, his name was somehow associated. They knew where to find him. So it's safe to say he probably, either that's his house, parents' house, or his girl's parents' house. Either way you slice it, suburban kids trying to be hood. Getting tatted on your neck. A lot of these guys go out and get tattoos on their neck trying to be thug match for the kitty cat. All for the kitty cat. And people say, oh, no, it's not. It's for protection too. But these suburban kids do it for the clout. They do it for the fame.
Because they want to look hard, bro. Why would you get a tattoo? I've got tattoos, but one thing I knew is not to put tattoos on my face, on my neck, on my hands. I wanna be able to hide my tattoos and be in high class environments and dress in a classy way where no one would know I have tattoos. No one has to know I have tattoos. But these people, they're putting tattoos on their face, neck, hands. Can't hide that. I knew that from when I was young. I was like, there's no way you never put tattoos on your face, neck, or hands. That's crazy. These youths are doing it before they've even gone into adulthood. They've already put a ceiling on how far they can go in life. Like, it's crazy, bro. It's crazy.
I grew up and I saw this in my I saw it growing up. You know, dudes that come from all these big ass nice houses. You got nice houses, nice cribs where these people are coming from. And then you knock on the door and it's a young dude, 17, who answered the door with tats on his neck, with his pants sagging, and a Glock under his shirt.
Look at that. Look at this picture. This guy is graduated and he's holding a firearm, bro. Whether it's real or not, who knows? But FIU, that's actually a college in America I wanted to go to. FIU, bro. He's got a graduation picture with firearms. Why? And tattoos on his neck. Why? Why is this seen as something to do? Like, what would possess you in your right mind to do this? Oh, I'm an educated thug. Like, this is sad, bro. This is dysfunction at its finest. You did all this hard work to graduate and then you go and take pictures like this. Sad. And black men, black males, we need to break out of this. This is unacceptable, bro. This is unacceptable.
And you like, dude, aren't you in a nice ass neighborhood? Ain't you past that? Why are you trying to be hard? But this is how deep the whole gangster persona is in the black community. And when you walk away from that, when you don't have swag, when you're on the straight and narrow, guess what? You don't get respect. The person who goes and becomes an engineer, guess what? Nobody respects that. Nobody talks about that. Oh, he's a square. They call you a square when you do the right thing in the black community. And this is the problem with the black community. This is why the black community can never be saved. Until this generation dies off, there's no hope. There's no hope for the black community. I know people say, oh, no, why you being negative, bro? Dude, there's no hope for the black, because it's too deep. We're in too deep. And the culture is fucked.
It is. And it's facts. And people asking me about the influencer, the IG model that passed away. I mean, but to be honest with you, I don't really have much comment on that because I don't know the full story. All I know is that one of these IG models decided to run her car into the other IG model. I actually saw the actual video of it. And she literally ran her over and ran back over her. And, bruh, like, it was mad. It was a mad video, bruh, like. And I don't know. I mean, there's not much I can say about it. It's tragic. It's a tragic thing that happened. But again, it's this same mentality of this crazy, just reckless mentality that needs to be rejected. You need to just let go of this I don't give a F mentality and just wildness, because it leads to ruin. Because that woman who ran the other woman over, her life is ruined, and the other woman's life is over. Just for 15 seconds of craziness, the lives are ruined. And I think people really need to step back and think before they act and do stupid things. Because in the heat of the moment, you can change your whole life. Because when they went to that club in Mayfair, I'm sure they didn't think, oh, their lives are about to be ruined. But it was ruined. Over what? Probably something very, very, petty on the grand scheme of things. And it kind of goes hand in hand with what I'm talking about here, in the fact that a lot of young black men, they will ruin their lives for things that are very, very petty. Very, 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 very petty. 15 seconds change your whole life. These three faces on the screen, their lives are ruined. And they took another guy's life. For what?
Until this group of black people die off, and until maybe a couple of generations from now, maybe things will change. But for now, the black community is screwed as a whole. Now, individually, we can get it. You know, I'm doing well. I'm successful. A lot of you guys are probably going to be on the straight and narrow to do well. I saw so many guys in high school and from my old neighborhood who would go down the same path. You know, one of my closest childhood friends, I'm not going to say his name, but one of my closest childhood friends, he's doing life right now for armed robbery and attempted murder on some dumb shit, real dumb shit. You know, dude,
because they want fast money to buy chains and buy cars and then impress hood rats. Because this is what it really comes down to. A lot of these young black male, they want fast money so that they can go and attract women. That's what it boils down to. Because they know the women want to get with guys who have flashy things. Instead of the guy, you know, getting a regular job, grinding it out, you know, sticking to your studies, actually focusing on a legitimate career. No, they want to go and start selling this and selling that and robbing people and doing all kinds of nonsense. And then, bruv, like, it will catch up. Bro, crime does not pay. People say that and it's meant to be like some kind of meme or something, but it's actually true, because at the end of the day in life always seems to go up and down. Doesn't matter how well you're doing. You could be doing awesome. You're having beefs with rivals and you're winning. And then all it takes is one time for you to lose. You either get deleted or you're in jail forever. It's very, very quick. 15 seconds is all it takes. All this to attract a hood rat who would never have any loyalty to you in the first place anyway. It's crazy. This needs to be common knowledge. This needs to be drummed into the minds of young black males constantly, every day. Just like how this music is bombarded into the minds of young black males, this counter message needs to be bombarded into the minds of young black males as well. This is why the community is so messed up, because there's an imbalance. Because for every message like this out there, there's thousands of music videos and rap songs and drill music that is polluting the minds of young black people. For every message like this is a complete imbalance. Crazy.
Grew up with playing basketball with in the sand. His mom even tried to send this dude to private school, but she still couldn't get the hood out of him. He wanted to go with, he saw the girls, he saw the lifestyle, and he always wanted to hang with these type of dudes. You know, he always wanted to get with crews. He wanted to be hard. And his mom tried to protect him. She even sent him to private school. She did all types of stuff to keep this man out the street. Guess what? He's doing life in.
Have you noticed they always put guys like this NBA young boy? They keep putting these guys in everyone's faces like they're winners. They won the game. Bro. These are puppets, bro. These kind of people, like this NBA young boy, like these kind of characters, bro, like. Yeah, they make them look like they got all the money and all the women and all of that, bro. For every NBA young boy or any other gangster rapper or drill artist or whatever, there's thousands of young black boys that don't make it, that end up waste men. They're addicted to substances. They get deleted. They're rotting in prison. Thousands. For every single one you see, like, a quote unquote success story. Bro, like, it's not good odds.
Prison right now, you know? But I saw so many dudes. I had friends I've lost to the streets because guess what? They wanted to get late. They're trying to impress some female. They're trying to get with some girl who likes gang members, or she likes her dudes hard, or she only dates dudes who tote a Glock. And it's all fake. It's a fake lifestyle. Old Block 5, the dudes who are running around with King Von, trying to get clout, trying to get the fame, and the girls that come along with it. A lot of these dudes will tell you, it's the girls that come along with the clout and the fame from doing drills. And a lot of these dudes be going on drills. FGB Duck case, the old Block 5 crashed out for chains and money from King Von. These dudes crashed out for old Block chains and to run around with King Von and get clout on his Instagram. These dudes committed a cold-blooded murder, and they got life. They're never getting out. These dudes are never getting out. The young dude, Muwap, the dude is like 20, 21, 22, 23 years old, bro. How you gonna go to jail at 23 and never get out? How you gonna be in jail for the rest of your life, dude? Youngest, but
and they don't talk about this. Guys, 21, 22, 23, your life in jail, bro. And you should be there because you took someone's life. That's the other thing. There was, like, people in our community, they'll always say, free this guy, free that guy. Why should we free him? Why should he be freed? He took someone's life. The guy takes somebody's life. He ended someone's life. Somebody's son. Somebody's brother. Somebody's cousin. Somebody's dad. You took their life, and then you go to jail for life, and then either their mum or somebody else or will start saying, oh, free him. Why? You do the crime, you do the time. That's it. Now, if you don't want to do the time, don't get into that lifestyle. Simple. That's what they should be rapping about. That's what all these bad man gangster podcasts should be talking about. Don't get into this lifestyle because, bro, you're going to ruin your life. If these people were real, they would say most of the people I know that are part of this lifestyle, their lives got ruined. Yeah, it seemed like it was fun when we was teenagers, running around with knives and firearms and, you know, sleeping with hood rats and stuff like that. But guess what? Most of these guys, their lives are ruined. And even the guys that didn't, quote unquote, ruin their lives, they suffered. They don't rap about that. They just make it sound like, oh, just go on a drill, hop out, blaze in the ops, you know, put him in a zoo, put him in a spliff, and then boom, we went back to the block and we're smoking and having a good time. Bro, it's a lie, bro. It's a trap. Why would you want to live a life of selling poison to addicts? Why would you want to live that life? Why would you want your clientele to be addicts, people that don't even have teeth in their mouth? Why would you, like...
Muwap wanted the fame. Muwap wanted to be around King Von. Muwap wanted the Instagram clout that comes with it. Muwap wanted to go on drills and pretend to be hard in the streets. Okay, but now look at you. Now you in jail, and these dudes talking about, oh, I'm coming home. I'm coming home. Brother, you're not coming home. You know, you're not coming home, my guy. A lot of these guys are getting in jail, and then they try to join religions. They try to join, you know, the Muslim, the organization. They try to become a Christian. They start carrying around Bibles. But it's like it's too late for all that. You wanted the clout and the fame. A lot of these dudes, they don't do it because they're just so vicious and they're so, hard. These dudes do it for the clout and the fame, especially with Instagram. Instagram has caused so much drama in the streets because ops are firing back at each other on Instagram, and people be watching this shit like a movie.
Yeah, bro. Like, my Instagram explore page is full of these videos of literally black boys firing straps at each other, like literally, like shootouts, like guys attacking each other. Oh my god, it's so crazy, bro. So crazy. And for the fact that, you're living in a country where you're in the vast minority, like black people are the vast minority, but you have got so much time and energy to go and attack other black people, it's sad, bro.
People literally be watching this shit as entertainment. You're on the straight and narrow, but a lot of these dudes are in jail for life. Could you imagine being in jail for fucking life at 21? The people in this clip, these kids are 21, and 18. They're kids. Could you imagine going to jail for the rest of your fucking life at 21 years old, bruh, and you're gonna die in that motherfucking cell? But this is the reality of that come with the streets, that come with trying to be a thug, trying to thug Max, trying to be Pookie, trying to be Ray Ray, all for the kitty cat.
And what there's meant to, if this society actually wanted there to be a change, instead of bombarding everybody with these music videos with these gangster rappers and drill rappers, they would have videos from prison with these young boys who have wasted their lives talking about the harsh, ugly reality that they're living. They will talk about their story about how they joined the gang and what they did and how they ended up in prison and how they have remorse and regret and how they realize that their lives are wasted. And it's wasted over things that are not important. You fighting over territory, money, fighting over some hood rat chicks.
So the message is this. The message of this video is this. If people call you, if you're a black guy, I'm talking to my black guys right now. If people call you a square, if people call you a Carlton or shit like that, be thankful. That means you're on the right path. You're on the right path, young man. And the black community, you want to be the opposite of whatever's popular. And that fucked up. In the black community, you want to be the opposite of whatever is popular. See, once you get older, you'll be thankful that you walked the straight and narrow. You'll be thankful that people called you a Carlton. Now that I'm in my 30s and I see dudes I grew up with in jail and all types of fucked up situations, I'm thankful. I'm thankful that I got called a Carlton. I'm thankful that as a black man, I'm an introvert. Live your life. Focus on getting your paper. Live your life. Travel, live a good life. Eat lobster, eat crab legs, eat at good restaurants, travel, go to resorts, and and live a good life.
This is the thing. You got to kind of just be at peace with yourself and not look for validation from other people, and don't let people's idea of what you should be or how you should act like determine how you should be or how you act, if that makes sense. Because people have preconceptions of how you should be or talk or walk or whatever as a black person, what you should be into, etc., etc. But you should have like peace within yourself that I don't need to adhere to any black code of behavior, of likes and dislikes and all of this crap. Because it's all a lie and it's all a trap. All right? It's all a lie, bro. Look at this guy on the screen. The guy was having a good time in that. Look, he's sitting in the back seat having a good time, listening to his rap music, making the gesture of holding a assault rifle, and then there's the reality there. He's on his knees in a red hoodie in the rain, getting arrested. His life's over. That is the reality. And these kind of boys that do this kind of stuff, I don't feel sorry for them. I don't. This is a cautionary tale. I don't feel sorry for any of these boys that do this stuff. I don't. You chose that. You're bad. You're a thug. You're hard. You're tough. So then you can go jail and be hard and tough in there. And don't cry about it, bro. Because when you took that person's life, you didn't mind. You didn't mind. You was thinking about all the stripes that you was gonna get and all the ratings you was gonna get and all the women that are gonna now want to sleep with you because they know that you're a killer. That's what you was thinking, bro.
Buy the state of the arts video games, stay out the streets, watch the company you keep, stop trying to fake and, oh, I'm gonna get tatted, I'm gonna get this, I'm gonna rock this, I'm gonna change my style, I'm gonna try to, no, be yourself. You are a black man, especially a young black man. Stay away from hood rats. See, a lot of times, you might get with a female and you might be a straight and narrow type of dude. And a lot of times these hood rats might see you as her ticket out the hood, and she have you riding around the hood. She got you riding into sketchy ass neighborhoods. She got you riding into sketchy situations. A lot of these females will set you up. Yes, this is real shit. This is real life. A lot of women will set you up. Careful. Be careful with the females you fuck with. I know a lot of times these hood rat chicks be looking fine. They give you the sloppy, whatever, and make it do what they do. We all know how it go, but stay away. Keep your safety. Your life is not worth the kitty cat. Your life is not worth trying to thug max and trying to be cool and ride up in the hood. You're not set as a black man. You are not, if you're a straight and narrow type of dude, you have no business in the hood. You have no business in these impoverished neighborhoods, the ghettos, the hood. Some of these Pookie and Ray Rays who will literally take your life over nothing. Look at the P&B Rock situation. They took that man's life over nothing, over a jewelry, some chains.
And it's sad, bro. It's sad. Like once you and this is my mentality as well. It's just like there's certain environments I don't want to be in. There's certain types of people I don't want to be around, bro. Like because I know myself that I'm somebody that can be upset very quickly, very easily, and I'm somebody that I'm not gonna let no one punk me, bully me, try and treat me like a victim or anything like that. Like, do you get what I'm saying? I'm somebody that I'm in boxing, I'm in a martial art, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna let somebody come and violate me. It's not happening, bro. Like, do you get what I'm saying? So it's just like I can't be around certain kind of personalities, and unfortunately in our community there is a section of guys who they want to try and violate, they want to try and bully, and they think that because they're gang, this, that, the other. So, bro, the best thing for me, as somebody who I care about my life, my well-being, I don't want to waste my life, is not be around them and not being in them environments. And especially don't be around women who find those kind of men to be attractive. So I've said this many times, do not be around hood rats. All you black guys, if you've got anything to lose in life, you should avoid hood rats or any kind of woman who glamorizes that kind of hood culture, that criminal lifestyle. She's got a history of dating thugs. Bruh, it's in your best interest to avoid those types, bro. It's in your best interest. Dealing with women that find criminal culture to be funny and entertaining. And just what like Jack said in this video, bro, a lot of these women, they will set you up. A lot of guys that get hurt, they get set up by women. And the other thing that he said that is so true, bro, like, once you start becoming quite successful, yes, a lot of black people are gonna hate you. You as a black man, when you become successful, bruh, number one, stop showing off. Stop showing off all the things you have. Stop trying to rub it in the faces of other people, because people are gonna be envious, they're gonna jealous you, and some of them will try and delete you. They'll have any opportunity, any small fraction of an excuse, they will take you out, especially if you're in these kind of hood environments. Someone in the chat, and of course it's a woman, right? She wrote, as a man with tats all over his body and a roadman vocabulary, you are the Pookie Ray Ray. First of all, as I said, I have tattoos in areas that can be hidden. If I need to be in a classy environment, nobody's going to know I have tattoos because as soon as I put on a shirt, they're invisible. You see, it's so funny that what I'm saying is true, but you try to debunk it. What would be the point of you trying to debunk what I'm saying? How am I a Pookie Ray Ray? I have a roadman vocabulary. What was the roadman things that I've been saying? It's so sad that you would take time out from the message that I'm putting out to try and debunk what I'm saying, instead of understanding the importance and gravity of this message. Because as I said, for every message like this, there are thousands of rap songs, thousands of rap videos that are encouraging thug, street, criminal lifestyle. You thought you cooked. Yeah, just like Omar said, you thought you cooked. And it's obvious you must be one of these women that love thugs as well. That's the reason you wrote that. Loser. Probably a hood rat talking. And I said at the beginning of the video, at the top of this video, I said I come from Southeast London, which is a very notorious environment. But just because I have tattoos that can be hidden or I talk a certain way doesn't mean that my aptitude can't have been raised. That my awareness could have been raised. I'm not committing crimes. And I don't encourage criminal lifestyles. Now she's saying something that doesn't even apply to me, so now you're just blocked. I just don't have time for people that are just talking rubbish. What you're saying and what I'm saying is two completely different things. I don't know you in real life, so you're just chatting rubbish. So you can block yourself or you can wait for me to block you. Enemy of progress, bro. Just gone. And just like that, you're gone. So, yeah, let's carry on with this reaction, bro.
I mean, really? So be careful, man. Be really careful about the company you keep. You know, when I was younger, when I was like 18, 19, I remember I was messing with this chick, and she was kind of like a little bit of a hood rat. And, you know, this is the first time I had met a chick like this, and I met her at church, which is funny. But this chick was kind of a hood rat. I mean, she started sending me pictures and doing all this crazy stuff. And I remember she had me, you know, I went to pick her up one day, and she lived in the projects, you know, this real ghetto area, man. I'm riding through there, and I'm like, oh, shit. You know, dudes standing out on the corner, people just literally standing out there doing nothing, staring at you. I was like, nah, man, never again. Never again. But who knows, man, that girl could have had me set up some shit, bro. So be careful about the females you fuck with, guys. You know, one of the other biggest issues, and this isn't really specific to the black community, but it's something that I've seen a lot, and that is the jealousy between black men. Mm. You know, black people in general kind of have a crabs in a bucket mentality. I saw this, you know, I've always had haters. Some of my biggest haters have been other black men.
Oh, man. Oh, my God. That is so true, bro. As a black man, your biggest haters are going to be other black men. That's 1,000%. 1,000%. It's going to be black men that are going to try and tear you down the hardest. They're going to have the most energy to come after you. No matter what you do, no matter what you say, they're going to have the most energy to come after you, bro. And that's just the sad reality. And some of them will try and actually destroy you. I've talked about this in videos before. You know, you could be doing everything right. You could be right. They could agree with the stuff you say 90% of the time, or everything you could be doing or saying could be positive 90% of the time, but they'll find any excuse, remote excuse to say something bad about you. They have nothing good to say ever. They can never give you your props. They can never say, oh, you know what, you've worked hard, you've persevered, you've come a long way, etc., etc. No, the only time they've got time to talk is when they want to discredit you and criticize you, debunk you, spread false narratives, misinformation, talk about what they don't know if it's true or not. They, just basically try to disparage you. That's their only purpose. And it's sad. People are bad mind. This is real. This is why I say, when you've got something, as a black man specifically, when you've got something in this world, you got something going and something's working for you, keep it to yourself. Keep it to yourself. Remain a mystery. Because you don't know who's for you and you don't know who's against you, bruh. That's the truth. That's why me personally, I don't give off any information. I've had people try to diss me and try to say, oh, he's lying about this, he's lying about that. I don't mind you saying that, because you don't need to know the truth. Because I don't know what you want to know, personal information. How is that going to change your life? No, the reason why they want to get information about you, they want to know every intricate piece of your life, is so that they can use it against you. That's what it is. That's what people do. Be careful the information you share. Telling people all your vital statistics. Then the next opportunity they have, they're going to use it to try and destroy you, discredit you, disparage you, whatever. I learned that a long time ago. Keep yourself to yourself. Keep your successes close to yourself. Don't tell everybody what's going on. Don't tell nobody what's going on, really. Do you get what I'm saying? Because it's just like that, bro. You don't know. The only time you know who's for you is when you go, when you have a lot of time with that person, a lot of time, then you get to see who they really are. Because people will show you who they really are. But randoms on the internet? I don't have no obligation to tell you anything, bro. Like the information I share, you could take it, you can agree, you can disagree. If it makes sense, it makes sense. If it doesn't make sense, it doesn't make sense. But to try and delve into trying to figure out all this kind of information about somebody you don't know on the internet, nah, man, you're up to something, bro. You're definitely up to something, bro. But anyway, and let me see how many likes are on this video. Wow. More than half of you can like the video right now. Let me tell you something about this YouTube. Hold on. Let me just go get big on this, yeah? Let me tell you something about this, my YouTube channel, yeah? It is being held back. My YouTube channel is being held back. It's been held back since lockdown. My channel's on 100k subscribers, but that really means next to nothing. My channel is being held back by YouTube. Like, they already said they're not going to give me a plaque. Bruh, that says it all, bruh. So when I say to you guys, like the videos, I mean it. It is very, very necessary that all of you like my videos, because YouTube does not want my channel to grow. It doesn't want me to get views. It just wants me to be like in the shadows. I've been making videos way before many channels that are big now. Many of these guys that they have big channels, they were inspired by my videos from like 9-8 years ago. All right. So like, it's very clear and obvious to see that the YouTubers picked me as one of these channels which they're just gonna keep like down, like, and there's not really nothing I could do about it. There's nothing I could do. I've put so much effort and time and life into this channel, and it's just like, bruh, all I ask is the people that actually watch the videos to actually do one thing, which is free, is to like the video. And this is what I'm saying. As a black man, it's like it kind of confirms that fact that we don't really support each other. If I was a white guy, I wouldn't even need to say this. I'm telling you, if I was a white guy, I would not even need to say this, bro. I wouldn't even need to say it. Yeah. So someone said, wait, well, how come you're not getting a plaque? All right, boom. So basically, I message YouTube, yeah, because when you're a content creator, you can actually get in contact with them and speak to them, right? So I spoke to them and I was like, yeah, so I just hit 100K, blah, blah, blah. I want, like, when am I getting my plaque? Like, I want my plaque. I've put in enough work. I want my plaque. They said they've reviewed my channel and they don't feel like my channel goes with the guidelines of has not satisfied YouTube guidelines, and that basically they're not sending me a plaque because it doesn't go with YouTube guidelines, which is absolute crap. There are channels that have gone way harder than mine that have been out of line, outrageous. They've showed all kinds of crazy things that are outside of community guidelines, and those channels have got silver plaques, gold plaques, all kinds of things. I don't want to name channels, but we all know channels that have plaques that have been crazy over the years. My channel is nowhere near as crazy as that, but for some reason, no, King Riches, you can't get a plaque. You're not getting a plaque. And this is, and from that point there, because I had that conversation about 2 weeks ago, that's when I knew, like, yeah, that shadow ban thing is real. Shadow banning is real. Like, some videos do well, most of the videos won't do well. Like, how is this even working? How have I got 100K subscribers, but I'm not getting my plaque? Then some videos just do really poorly. It doesn't make sense, bro. Like, it's YouTube doing that to my channel, bro. Like, it's YouTube. It's YouTube doing it, fam. And it's so frustrating. It's so, it upsets me so much. Like, channels that absolutely just put out crazy things, like, they get plaques. They say the most outrageous things, they get plaques. Me now, I've just been doing regular, normal reaction videos, normal videos, podcasts, blah, blah, blah. Bruv, like, oh, you're not getting a plaque because you've broken community guidelines. No, what? And this is why it's so important that as black guys, you have to support each other, because, bro, like, this mainstream society does not want black guys to succeed unless you're a rapper or athlete or some kind of entertainer playing the court jester for the greater society to laugh and have a giggle. If you're a real guy, they don't want you to really get any light. They don't. You gotta be a rapper, athlete, or entertainer, bruh. Real talk. Big up to Emerald for the super chat. He says, if you are pushing a good message, you'll be shadow banned. If you are pushing a negative message, they will sign you, or you're marketable as in push their propaganda. Facts. Because, like, at the end of the day, think of it like this: rappers, their music is always advertiser friendly, never breaks guidelines. They talk about selling class A substances to their community. They talk about deleting their ops, actually murder. They talk about that in their songs. No problems, no problem, because it's creative. Creatively brainwashing the youth to be degenerate, to smoke green. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. You have Coca-Cola putting adverts on that. There's no problem with that. But if I do videos talking about black men need to not be criminals and thugs and gangsters, oh yeah, well, that's against community guidelines. crazy, bro. So the least I can ask you lot to do is like the videos, bro. All my videos. If you watch my videos, like every video. Simple. There's absolutely no reason 1,000 people should watch a video and there be under 100 likes. That's just you're just actually taking a piss out of me at that point. Like, you shouldn't be feeling some kind of grudge to help somebody grow when they've been putting work into something. Big up to Steven for the super chat. It says, YouTube definitely promotes dysfunctional content for blacks. Yep. 100%. 100%. That's how it goes, bruh. Still, half of you could like the video right now. Let's get back into this reaction because this is important.
Which is very weird, you know. The people who try to bring you down the most will look just like you, which is kind of crazy, you know. And, you know, the competition between black males, you know, because black men are at the bottom of the barrel with a lot of things, it makes the fight fierce. You know, when you see another black man doing well, or if you see a black dude, another dude with a white girl, you know, people try to bring you down. People will hate on you. A lot of black guys will cut your throat. Black dudes will cut each other's throat to be better, or to seem better, or to have a one-up each other. You know, I saw this all throughout school. I saw people fighting. I saw people getting stabbed, people getting robbed, etc., over jealousy. You know, so the competition amongst black males is very fierce. And this is why you see a lot of black on black crime. Not the only reason, because anytime you have a poverty or you have an impoverished area, you're going to have crime, right? You're going to have crime, theft, etc. But I've seen this throughout my life, that literally my biggest haters have always been another black person, another black human being, which is crazy. You know, and this is another thing, the competition. You know, a lot of black men feel they have to compete and tear down other black men in order to lift themselves up. Yeah.
And ain't it funny, like, when, like, for instance, when you're in London and stuff like that, and you see other black guys walking around, don't they always look like upset? Always look upset, always look angry, always look like they're trying to have an expression on their face like they're on guard. Because you have to be, because at the end of the day, you know that there's, unfortunately, if somebody's going to hurt you, it's probably going to be another black person, bro. Unfortunately, when you're a black guy, you know, if anybody's probably going to cause you any harm, it's going to be another black guy. That's the reality, bro. That's the facts. So that's why everyone's walking around with a straight face, mean mugging and angry, bro, and frustrated. Sad, bro. It's sad. Let's get the likes up on the video, all right? I'm a black guy. Every black person watching this should be liking the video, should be hyping the video as well. Because I know you're going to go and like your favorite gangster rappers video. You're going to like and hype your favorite gangster podcast video, bro. You're going to hype and like those videos. You're going to share those videos.
You know, in order to be successful. But see, for me, I've realized that everybody can be successful. Not everybody will be successful, but most people, given the opportunity, can be successful. There's enough opportunity in this world to make your way. Now, whether you do that or not, that comes down to a lot of different reasons, but there's no lack of living a good life. You know, yeah, you're not going to be the next millionaire, but, you know, if you want to have a decent life, most people can find that in some type of way. But you know, the haters, you know, black males hate on each other, man. Instead of lifting each other up, we hate on each other. You know?
And it's sad because other communities, they know how to work together and they know how to help each other. Even in terms of just doing this YouTube collab stuff, like blah, blah, blah. Bro, do you know how many people I've reached out to? Let's collab, or let's do a video together. Let's do a workout video together. They always say they're busy. I can't do it. Yeah, whatever. That's why I don't collab with anyone ever again, bro. Like, it's just not that. Unless I know you in real life. And I was never that kind of person that, I would never collab with somebody, like blah blah blah. I never. But a lot of people have that mentality. It's very very cliquey. The nepotism is strong. You know, gated communities. You know, gatekeeping is a real thing. Like, you know, it's just, bruh. Big up to Sport for the super chat. It says, hi King, did you see the issue with the IG models running over a friend in London because of a rapper? Can you react to that? Yeah. I already talked about it in this live stream, but I'll talk about it again. Like, at the end of the day, we don't know the proper ins and outs of why they were arguing and that, but we do know that both their lives have been ruined. I think another 2 people were injured because the woman from the woman driving her car. And at the end of the day, I just think people need to think logically and not so and stop being so emotional and erratic and having this I don't give a fuck attitude, bro. That will ruin your life. Yeah, again, that attitude of I don't give a fuck, where does that usually come from? You hear that from rappers and criminals. I don't give a fuck. Nah, you won't. You will give a fuck when you're in jail, bro. Your family will give a fuck if you get deleted. And I think people need to start becoming more sensible. I think sensible needs to become more popular. This is something I've had to learn myself. Now, when I say these things, it's not because I think I'm better than anyone, because I have my own shortcomings and I make mistakes as well. But I'm just calling it as it is, the truth. Big up Sport for the super chat. Big up Stephen for another super chat. He says, insecurity is cancer, sir. Trust me. Trust me. All right, let's finish this reaction.
You know, oh, look at him, man. He think he better than us. Oh, look, he talking. Look, he uppity. You know, he talks like a white boy. Oh, yeah, look his shoes. Oh, he think he better than us. He think he better than us. That's kind of like one of the common things you'll hear amongst black people when you have somebody who's doing well and they talk different, they act different, they walk different. The first thing people say, oh, he thinks he's better. He think he's better than us. I got this all the time. People say, oh, he think he's better than us. And it's like, that has nothing to do with it. You know?
Nah, bro, the reality is you just got to just stay away from those kind of people. That's the reality. I just think if you're a black person and you've got any kind of intelligence, you think logically, you don't want to live this I don't give a F attitude. You actually do care about your life. You do give a fuck about your life, but you got to stay away from these kind of people, bruv. And unfortunately, that's going to be a lot of people you're going to have to stay away from, because that is what is seen to be as the popular, I don't know, the popular way of carrying yourself in the black community. You're going to have to stay away from them, bro. Like, you can't date hood rats. You can't be around hood rat girls, and you can't be around these stupid, ignorant, I'm gang, I'm a bad man, these kind of guys. You got to stay away from them, bro. Like, because they're gonna drag you down. They're gonna pull you down in one way or another. Even some of them, they're your friends, but bro, like even some of your friends, you gotta keep them out of arm's reach, bro, because bro, they will drag you down. They will drag you into some crap, and that's very sad. And bro, like even me personally, I've had a lot of friends in my life. I know a lot of people, bro. Like a lot of people know me, bro. Like, bro, I keep myself to myself, to be honest, because the reality is the more you put yourself around all different types of people, the more you're putting the risk of the greater risk you're bringing to your life of being dragged into some BS, some bullshit, bro. That's just the facts. I keep myself to myself. I keep my life very, very simple, bro. You get what I'm saying? Like, if I was to get into a fight on the street, it's probably going to be me by myself fighting somebody. It's not going to be me rushing somebody with a gang of guys, bro. Like, do you get what I'm saying? I keep my life very, very simple. You know what I mean? Like, and that's it. And let me say this again. Some of your friends, some of these people you grew up with them. They're your friends from back in the day, bro. Like, fam. Sometimes you're going to have to keep... Some people are so ignorant that you just got to keep them at arm's reach, bro, because they will mess your life up, bro. Like, you're going to go out with them, go to the club with them. Oh, that's my boy, that's my boy. Next thing, because of his ignorance and his ghetto mentality, he's going to get into some stupid altercation, fight with some other guys. Now you've got to back it because obviously you're going to back your friends. And then, boom, like, now you're in some beef, some mad beef that you don't even know what it's over. You don't know who's in the right or the wrong. And now, who knows where that can go? Or you go and start messing with some hood rat. The hood rat, you don't know who she's messing with. You don't know, she might have a boyfriend who's some crazy man, some mad guy. She might be setting you up. You don't know, bro, like. So the best thing is to stay away from these kind of people. That's the facts. I want to share this video right here. The caption reads, London gang member got deported to Congo. Now he drags around garbage for pennies. This is sad, bro.
At night time, man, so I can get a little change in them, man, for the little one in the morning. You know? Just gotta keep doing it. You know, this is a Kisasa life and that. I gotta go and dash this bin. I gotta take it all the way to the top of the thingy, the forest over there, and dash it so I can get a little change quick and that. But yeah, man, this is Kisasa. You know, this is the life really what everybody's maining over here now. You know, it's not like I chose it, but this is what it's come to. It's come to reality. This is my 9th year. I have a little part-time something, and then sometimes I can't work because I get ill. When I get ill and I call one of my friends, and one of my friends will help me. I got a lot of friends, you know. Only a few of them help me, you know. But yeah, you know, this is the life that I chose in Kisasa, and this is a little job that I do at night time, man, so I can get a little change in them, man, for the little one in the morning, you know. Just gotta keep doing it. You know, this is a Kisasa life and that.
He ain't even wearing shoes, bruh.
I gotta go and dash this bin. I gotta take it all the way to the top of the thingy, the forest over there, and dash it so I can get a little change quick and that. But yeah, man, this is Kisasa. You know, this is the life really what everybody's maining over here now. You know, it's not like I chose it. But this is what it's come to. It's come.
Bruh. This should be a severe warning for all you black boys that are screaming gang, putting on masks, putting on balaclavas, walking with knives, you trying to score points on the road and all of this stuff. Bruh. You might not get deported to Congo, but your life can get ruined so quick. Because I'm sure when this guy was having a good time being a gang member in London, he didn't think he was going to end up like this. He's been doing this for 9 years. He's been there for 9 years, dragging garbage. And I wrote a comment underneath. I wrote, black men must avoid criminal lifestyles. Don't join gangs and don't let rappers or bad man influence you into thinking it's cool. This person wrote, his name's Zoli from Hackney, Tottenham, and Demzone's bad youth, good footballer and funny youth. England could have left him. Bruh. This is sad, bro. Telling you black boys, bro, all you young boys, bro, do not get into gang lifestyle, bro. Don't get deceived into thinking that this is cool, this is what you should do, this is your only option. You know how some of these boys say, oh, there's nothing else for us to do. Yes, there is. Even if you have to go and work in McDonald's, bro, you need to bring your ego down. Bring your ego down, cuz. Why do you think you're too good to work in McDonald's? Why do you think you're too good to work in KFC? Why do you think you're too good to do Uber or Deliveroo or any of these things? Why do you think you're too good to do that, bro? Why do you think you're too good to actually study in school, to face your studies? Why do you think you're too good to do that? Why do you think that you're going to be some hood success story selling class A or class C, and then you're just going to be, I don't have a clue what you think you're going to be, Jay-Z or something. You're an idiot. You're stupid, bro. You're stupid. And your life's going to get ruined. The likelihood is, the probability is your life's going to get ruined, because guess what? You could be on a great run, but all you need is one L. One L will turn it all around. Nah, you want to run around and wear balaclavas and masks, Halloween masks, and you want to poke people. You want to poke guys because they lived on the other street, so you want to poke them up. And then the next thing you'll end up lifed off. You're going to get an M charge, lifed off. Now you're going to be like, oh, yeah, you know, the roads is not worth it. You should have known the roads is not worth it from the beginning, bro. All these rappers are lying to you, showing you a lifestyle that is going to ruin you and make them rich. Anyway, you lot, this has been a very important live stream. I had to do this. This was on my mind. And I hope somebody's got something from it. Please like the video. All of you, like the video. If you haven't liked it already, do it now. Stop waiting around. All right? I was saying it nicely before. Now I'm saying it with some force. Like the video, all right? It's free. Also, press hype on the video. Hype the video as well. The hype is there to boost, to promote videos better. All right? So with that being said, I'm out of here. Peace.